Social media is manipulating black culture, and most people don't realize it's happening. Like, nah, seriously, think about this. What type of black content goes viral the fastest? Drama, humiliation, gender wars, ignorance, violence, chaos, embarrassment, division. Meanwhile, content about financial literacy, stable families, discipline, ownership, mental health, building community, that stuff barely gets pushed. Why? Because negativity is profitable. And this is the dangerous part. The algorithm does not care about what's healthy for culture. It cares about what keeps people emotionally addicted. That's why every week there's a new gender war. Men ain't this, women ain't that. Everybody just keeps crashing out online all day. Think about it. People are spending more time arguing about relationships rather than learning how to build healthy ones. That's manipulation. And let's be honest, some of these platforms push dysfunction so hard that people start thinking dysfunction is black culture. When will we unfollow pages like the Shade Room? Eventually, people normalize what they constantly consume. If all you see is trauma, cheating, violence, your brain starts believing this is just how we are. No, that's what the algorithm rewards. Big difference. And let me hit you with some more truth. Social media profits more from black dysfunction than black stability. A healthy marriage doesn't trend like a toxic breakup. A disciplined father doesn't go viral like a deadbeat dad. A financially responsible man doesn't get more engagement than a crash out. Why? Because chaos gets attention, and attention is money. That's the business model. Think about it. You can scroll for 30 minutes and see people fighting, people exposing each other, people disrespecting each other, degrading each other, before you see one positive example of ownership or marriage or discipline. And then people wonder why the culture feels mentally exhausted. Everybody reacting, nobody reflecting. And this is why I keep telling people attention is power. What you constantly consume eventually shapes how you think. The internet has turned pain into entertainment. People monetize trauma, racial tension, gender resentment, victimhood, anger, humiliation. And once money enters the picture, people start performing dysfunction. That's why some creators and even our politicians keep black people emotionally angry, because anger keeps engagement high. Think about it. How many pages do you see that only post racial outrage or negative statistics and police encounters or even black celebrity embarrassment? Is it time for you to unfollow the Shade Room yet? Now you got to ask yourself, what does this do to me psychologically over time? Because eventually people stop seeing possibility. They only see struggle, and that creates mental defeat. A lot of people online are not empowered. They're emotionally conditioned. That's a difference. Modern culture has everybody addicted to victimhood narratives. Everybody want to run in the victimhood Olympics. Now, before people start getting emotional, acknowledging real problems is important. Racism, bias, all those things exist. If all somebody feeds you is oppression, eventually you stop believing in your own agency. That's dangerous, because once people lose belief in their own ability to build, they become mentally dependent on outrage. And social media loves that. Why? Because hopeless people scroll more. Emotional reactive people engage more. Divided communities are easy to monetize. That's the ugly truth. And meanwhile, the same people screaming the system is against us are spending 8 hours online, 4 hours arguing, 0 time building skills, 0 time networking, 0 time improving discipline, 0 time strengthening their community. That's not empowerment. And this is why I keep saying the algorithm is not your friend. It studies what hurts you, what angers you, what triggers you, what keeps you emotionally activated. Then it feeds you more of it. Not because it's true, not because it's healthy, but because it's profitable. That's why people got to become intentional now. You got to protect your attention like your life depends on it. The strongest people today are not the loudest people online. It's the people who can think independently, control emotions, build quietly, stay disciplined, and avoid that mental programming by the internet culture. Because real power isn't reacting to everything. Real power is being able to see manipulation without becoming consumed by it. That's maturity. In black culture, we need more builders, more ownership, more emotional intelligence, more strategy, more discipline, more examples of stability, not just more outrage. Because if all we do is consume dysfunction, eventually consumption is going to start consuming us.